Good morning. So now, as we know, we are studying about carbon and its compounds. Is it yes, guys? So in last class, we have studied a few things regarding carbon and its compounds. So as we know, if we come to the carbon and its compounds. So yesterday, I have discussed a few things regarding introduction of carbon. So as we know, carbon is an element. It is a purely non-metal, and the symbol of carbon is C. And how it is existed, and what is the percentage in earth crust and as well as atmosphere. These all the things we have studied. And what is the electronic configuration of carbon? Can anybody say? So carbon atomic number is 6, and we can write the electronic configuration how, guys? 2, 4. That is only we can say K and L. So if you'll observe, the valency shell of carbon is L, which is having 4 electrons, which will be considered like a metalloid, but actually it is a what? Actually, it is a
non-metal.
that is what we have studied in the last class. So now if you'll see also, whatever the compounds formed by the carbon is always, what kind of compounds, guys? Always it will form covalent compounds. So the compounds formed by any compound which is formed by carbon is only covalent compounds, and the bonds present between them in the compounds is called as what bonds? Covalent bonds. So that is what. So, but if you'll observe in the last class, like in the sense of metals and non-metals, we have studied ion types of bonds. We have two kinds of bonds. One is what? Ionic bonds, and second one is what? Covalent
bond.
So now, as we have already discussed, ionic bonds are formed by how it is metals and as well as non-metal. Means in the sense of must be a donor, means somebody need to donate the electrons and somebody need to receive the electrons. Receive the electrons. That is what we can say ionic bonds. But if it comes to the covalent bonds, it will form between what, guys? Between only metal and non-metal. So here there is no donor and there is no receptor. So what is here? Only both will sharing the electrons. So by sharing the electrons, these bonds will form. That is why we can say basically the covalent bonds are weak bonds and ionic bonds are strong bonds. I understand what I am saying. But as I said, the ionic bonds here not formed by the carbon and its compounds. The only bonds formed by the carbon is what, guys? The only bonds formed by the carbon is covalent bonds. Even though if it is a covalent bond, then still these bonds are very strong. The bonds formed by the covalent bonds formed by the carbon atom itself and carbon atom with other elements like hydrogen, nitrogen, fluorine, chlorine, whatever it is, etc. That covalent bonds also very strong. As I said, what is the reason behind for the formation of a strong covalent bonds of carbon and its compounds? Can anybody take, please? So basically the covalent bonds are very weak, but the covalent bonds formed by carbon atoms are very strong. It is between carbon and carbon atom or carbon with the other atoms. Do you understand? Like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, chlorine, and many other elements also. Whatever the elements it will react, everything it will be very strong bonds it will form. So what is the reason? Varshini, can you say? So the reason for the formation of strong bonds by the carbon atom is the small size. So what is the first one? One is it is very, very small in size, and the next one, so as we will take nucleus And the first cell, how many electrons? How many electrons, guys? First cell,
Electrons.
2 electrons. And the next cell, how many electrons? Nobody's answer.
8 electrons.
8 electrons. Next cell, it is having only 4 electrons. So these 4 electrons, understand, are holded. That is what I am saying. So due to the small size of carbon atoms, their nuclei, whatever the nuclei is present, as we know, nuclei is what is present. Protons and neutrons are present inside the nucleus. So because of its small size, it will hold, the nucleus hold the shared pair of electrons between atoms very strongly. I understand, Arvind? That is the reason why it is, even though the carbon atom is forming the covalent bonds, why still it is very strong? Means because these carbon atoms are very small in size. So because of this size is small, the nuclei, this middle part is called as nucleus, or we can say what, guys? Nuclei. Understand? So this nuclei will hold this valency electrons, these 4 electrons, very strongly. So that is the reason the bonds formed by the carbon are very strong. Are you clear, everybody? So this is happening not only between carbon and carbon atom, If carbon will react with the hydrogen, react with the oxygen, react with the chlorine, react with the nitrogen, react with the sulfur, react with the many other elements like this, the bond between these and the carbon also, it is forming what kind of bond, guys? It is forming covalent bond. Do you understand? Covalent bond, but still these bonds also very strong. Are you understand, everybody? So that is what you have to understand. So that is why the carbon and its compounds are more stable than the other bonds formed by other non-metals. That is you have to remember. So this is why the carbon covalent bonds, the covalent bonds formed by the carbon is very strong because of one reason. What is that reason? Because carbon atoms are very small in size, and the nuclei, because of their small size, the nuclei hold the shared pair of electrons between atoms very, very strongly. Are you clear? That is the reason to formation of strong covalent bond. So this is what just I want to recall. Now after this we have studied one important special property of carbon. Can anybody say what is that called as? Yesterday already we have studied. The special property of carbon is called,
Catenation.
what is that? Self-combination. Self-combination. Also we can call it as what, guys? That is what we call as catenation. Understand? Catenation. So now, as I already mentioned you in the last class, is it the catenation property or self-combination is showing by any other elements or not? That is what my answer. Please respond.
No, sir.
No.
Only carbon.
It is not no. Yes, it is true. Other few elements, not all the elements, other few elements also will show this property. But why we are saying only it is the unique property of carbon. It is what? It is the unique property of carbon. Why I am saying it is the unique property means, then you can understand, already I said, the covalent bond formed by this carbon is very, very strong. Is it yes or no, guys? So due to that only, we can say the self-combination or catenation is the unique property of what? Unique property of carbon. So there is no other element will show this catenation. Do you understand it? The formation of strong bonds by carbon atoms among themselves and other elements makes the carbon compounds especially stable, and this property is not shown by any other elements. like this much strong. Are you understand everybody? So what the bond formed by the carbon and carbon atom or carbon with the other atom, other non-metal, the bond strength is not shown by any other elements. So that is why we can say the self combination or catenation is the unique property of what it is? Unique property of carbon. So what do you mean by catenation or self combination? Can anybody say? Last class I have taught you correct. What do you mean by self combination or we can say catenation? Yes.
Self-linking property of an element.
So carbon itself will combine with the other carbon in a different forms. That is what we can say a self combination. Do you understand it? So it will form a long chains useful to us because it can go extremely large number of carbon compounds. So because of this self combination means what? The self-linking property. What is that? Self-linking property means one carbon atom can link with another carbon atom. Like that, there is no extent. Millions of carbons also can continuously combine one each other. This self-linking property of an element to form a long straight chain compounds, branched chain compounds, and rings is only called as what? Self-linking property of, please read yesterday or
Catenation.
yes.
The self-linking property of an element to form long straight chain compounds, branched chain compounds, and rings is called
You
catenation.
understanding? Yes, very good, Alni. So long chain compounds, or else it will form what? Branched chain compounds, or else it will form what? Or else it will form
And rings.
rings. So these properties only called as catenation. So as I said, this carbon can link itself or it can link with other non-metals also. So that is the property. Like you can see a metallic chain, how the metallic chain will be connected one each other. The same way it is to connect one each other. So that is why it is called as a unique property of carbon. So one link after one link, how in metallic chain is connected, same way here, one carbon is connected with what, guys? One carbon is connected with another.
Carbon.
That is what it is called as catenation, or we can say self combination. So this is the unique property of carbon. Sir, but why are you saying unique? I will say you the reason now. So try to understand. I already taught you the reason, but once again I will say. So now can anybody say what is the valency of carbon? Please respond. What is the valency of carbon?
6.
4, sir.
Valency of carbon is
Four.
valency of atomic
6, sir.
number is 6. Valency is 4. Yalni, be careful. So valency is
Okay.
4. So that is why the valency is shown by the carbon. What kind of valency, guys? Yesterday I taught you. Please respond. See and tell me. So what is the valency of
The
carbon?
tetravalency. Tetravalency.
Please, all of you should respond. So that is
Yes,
what
sir.
we can say. So the valency shown by the carbon is called as what, guys?
Tetravalence.
Tetravalent. So the carbon always needs 4 bonds. Understanding? So it needs 4 lone pair of electrons. It needs 4 more electrons. 4 more electrons to become stable. Do you understanding, guys? Stable nearest electronic configuration. So that is why we can say it is a tetravalent element. What is that?
Tetravalent element.
Are you understand, everybody? So this is what you
Yes.
have to remember. Now you can see, as I said, catenation means what? It is the self-linking property to form a long straight chain compounds, branched chain compounds, rings is only called as catenation. Now you can see, as I said, basically the covalent compounds are very weak bonds or strong bonds, covalent bonds.
Weak bonds.
Weak bonds are base.
Only the covalent bonds shown by the carbon and carbon atom, or carbon and
Strong bonds.
Strong bonds.
strong bonds, correct? So now this catenation not only shown by this carbon alone, But this extent, this much big extent, I understand, Arvind. There is no limit for carbon. You can keep 1,000 carbons also, like they can combine continuously. There is no limit for that. That is why at this extent of catenation will never be shown by any kind of element, but some extent. What is that? Some extent, some element will show. For example, if we'll take silicon. Have you heard about the silicon? Please respond. Silicon,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
phosphorus, sulfur. So these three elements also will show the catenation, but not this much extent. Are you understanding? So they will show some extent. They will show some extent this. Like for example, if we'll take silicon, will extend a silicon bond like Si is the symbol of silicon. Like these two silicons will combine. They will form a chain. But the thing is, and other elements also, it can combine with other elements also. But the bond between them, do you understanding? The degree of catenation is less than the carbon, and as well as the strength between the Si and Si, like same way phosphorus and sulfur bond is less than that of C and C bond. Are you understand, everybody? Less than that of C and C bond. The strength is small, less. So that is why they are not stable compounds. What we can say? They are not stable compounds. Are you
Not
understand?
stable compounds.
Not strong like carbon and carbon. So the compounds formed by the carbon is very strong because of strong covalent bonds, but there are no other element existed which will show the catenation like carbon. Very extremely understanding, very highly the catenation is shown by the carbon, no other elements. These elements also will show the catenation, but still little extent. And also what? The compounds formed by these is not stable compounds. What is that? Stable compounds. Because of what? The bonds formed between them is not strong. Do you understand, everyone? Kevin? Bonds are
Yes.
Bonds are not strong.
Not strong.
Not strong.
Even though they will show the catenation, just not small extent only. Small extent means not in the sense of degree of catenation is much less than the carbon. That is what we can say degree of catenation. Can anybody say what do you mean by degree of catenation? Degree of catenation means in the sense of the property will shown like in the sense of any extent, how much it can form, that is only called as degree, we can say. So this catenation, degree of catenation means till what extent it can form. It can form very small, it can form very long chains. That is what we can say degree of catenation. So if it is forming extremely long chains, we can say degree of catenation is high. If it is forming very small chains means we can say degree of catenation is what, guys? Degree of catenation is less.
Less.
That is. So we can say that catenation property is extremely shown by what? Only it is shown by
Carbon.
That is why we can say it is the unique property or feature of carbon. So that is also one of the reason to form millions of compounds. Are you understanding? So because of this property called as self-linking or self-combination or catenation, a carbon is forming millions of compounds, even though the percentage of carbon is very, very small. Are you clear, guys? Any doubt, anybody, you can ask me till here. So as I said, is it carbon will form only single bond, or carbon will form double bond, or carbon will form triple bond, or it will form three bonds? Anybody? If we take two carbon atoms, so for example, two carbon atoms, this is one carbon atom and this is one carbon atom. So what kind of bonds it will form? What is the bond formation between them? Anybody? Please respond. Yes?
Single, double, and triple.
Single, double, and
Triple.
Single, double bond and triple bond.
yes. So the bonds formed by the carbon and carbon is not only single bond. So carbon and carbon, two carbon atoms will combine. They will form single bond.
Single bond, double bond, and triple.
Carbon and carbon will combine. They will form double bond. Same way, two carbon atom will combine. They will form triple bond. This is what we have studied. And also with the other elements also, they will form what? Single bond, double bond, and triple bond. So for example, if we take single bond, what is the example? As I said, it will form with the hydrogen. Are you understanding? So that is what it is. Same way, double bond, if we take what it is with the oxygen, it is.
Oxygen.
Same way, if we take triple bond, it is forming with the what? Nitrogen. Are you understand? So like this, carbon can form single bond, double bond, and a triple bond between them, and as well as with the other non-metal.
Other non-metal.
That is what you have to remember. So now, if you'll understand this, then we are going to study the most important things of our today's class is covalent bond formation. What is that? Covalent bond formation. So please, all of you keep heading. Covalent bond formation. Can I start, guys? Yes, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Jesse, are you understand, Jesse? Yeah, Nitish?
Yes, sir.
Vasini? Yes. Now you can. So covalent bond formation, observe very carefully. As we know, when the covalent bond form, anybody can say, Madhumita, when the covalent bond forms when two non-metals combine together. No. So when two non-metals will combine together by what electrons? Sharing electrons or donating and receiving electrons? Please.
Sharing electrons.
Only by sharing electrons. Is it yes or no?
Sure.
Only by sharing electrons,
Yes,
what
sir.
kind of bonds will form? They will form covalent bonds. Is it yes or no, guys?
Covalent bond.
Will form covalent bonds.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you notice it here, on the basis of number of electrons, on the basis of how many? Number of electrons sharing between them, understanding between the bonded atoms during covalent bond formation, the covalent bonds can be categorized into three types. So the covalent bonds, how many kinds of covalent bonds we have? So the covalent bonds are three types. Under the what basis it is separating? Can anybody say? Under what basis it is separating? For example, see, some non-metals can share one electron. Is it yes or no, guys? Some non-metals can share 2 electrons. Some non-metals can share 3 electrons. Maximum more than this cannot. That is what I am saying. Understanding? So that is what at a single atom cannot share more than 3 electrons. So that is what I am saying. So if it is sharing single electrons, sir, then carbon is sharing 4 electrons, sir. That is what not I am saying. One atom with another atom, either it can share 1 electron or it can share how many electrons, guys? It can share 2 electrons.
2 electrons.
It can share 3
3
electrons.
electrons.
Why I am saying means there is no other element till now, till today, there is no element which will accept 4 electrons. I understand, Alini, what I am saying? There is no
Yes,
element which will accept 4 electrons at a time. That is why we can say on the basis of sharing electrons between the atoms, so we are categorizing the covalent bonds into 3 categories. That is only called as single covalent bond. What we should call? Single
covalent bond.
Same way, what is the second one? Anybody? Double covalent
Double
bond.
covalent bond.
Bond.
And the same way, the next one is what? Maximum triple covalent bond. Triple bond or triple covalent bond. So now, any doubt in this? Now, if you'll understand this, for example, you can see if 2 bonded atoms shared 1 electron each other, if you take two bonded atoms, if you take 2 bonded atoms, how many electrons they are sharing? 2 bonded atoms share One electron. Even I will draw the structures also, electron dot structures also. Electrons each other, then we can say each other, then we can say which bond, guys? Single bond or double bond? Single bond or double
Single
bond?
bond, sir. Single bond.
So
Single bond.
two bonded atoms shared one electron each other, then that is called as single covalent bond. So the example, if we'll take, for example, hydrogen, H2. So as we know, what is the valency of hydrogen? Anybody can say +1 or -1? Yes or no? So as we know,
Yes, sir.
hydrogen is always divalent element, means single atom of hydrogen cannot exist. Always two hydrogen atoms will be together. So how they will share? So they need to either they will donate one electron or receive one electron. So that is why they will form single bond. So always remember this line indicate how many pair of electrons, guys? Anybody can say? How
Single.
many pair of electrons? One pair of electrons means one electron from one atom, another electron from
Another electron from
so
another.
this line indicate how many electrons? This line indicate one pair of
Single
electrons. How many pair of electrons? One
One
pair
pair
of
of electrons.
then that is called as single bond. So now if you take double covalent bond, double covalent bond means how many? Two bonded atoms. How many electrons it is sharing?
Yeah.
Two bonded
Two
atoms.
carbon.
Chlorine also will come in single bond only, no, sir.
Yes, Kevin, what? Can you ask me again?
Chlorine, sir.
Chlorine also will come single only. Okay? Yes. What is it correct only? Okay, chlorine also you can take. Cl and Cl. We can take Cl2. Okay, Kevin?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Now, two bonded atoms. How many electrons need to share, guys? Share. Respond.
Two electrons.
Two.
Two electrons.
Each. Understanding? Two electrons each. Then that is called as what we should call? Two electrons each.
Double bond.
Called as double covalent bond.
Double.
For example, if we take oxygen. So what is the valency of oxygen, guys? Anybody? What is the valency of oxygen? Nobody will answer. So oxygen valency is how much? 2 -2. Is it yes or no? Oxygen
Minus
two electrons. So that is why each oxygen will start sharing two electrons in its valency shell. So that is why it will form what, guys? It will form double bond. Understand?
Single bond.
Same way, if we'll take two bonded atoms will share how many electrons? Share 3 electrons each. 3 electrons each. Then that is called as what we should call?
triple
covalent
Triple bond.
covalent bond. And if we take example, for example, what is the
Hydrogen.
example, guys?
Hydrogen.
So as we know, the valency of nitrogen is 3. So each nitrogen will share how many electrons, Yalini? Each nitrogen will share 3 electrons.
3 electrons.
Electron.
Called as triple bond. So till here, any doubt, anybody you can ask me. If not, please note it down. So next, what we are going to study only very, very important. So till here, no doubt, I think. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me. So first one is single covalent bond. Second one is double covalent bond. And third one is triple covalent bond. Hope we all understand. So this is what the covalent bonds. Are you clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you understand this, then we'll proceed further. So that is what we can see. The next, what I'm going to say is most important. So listen very carefully. And if you have any doubt, you kindly ask me. So now shall we start, guys? So if you'll understand this
Yes.
covalent bond formation. So how many kinds of bonds we have? One is
3 times.
single covalent bond. Second one is
Double covalent bond,
covalent
triple
bond,
covalent
triple
bond.
covalent bond.
covalent bond. Now, you want to understand a word called as covalency. If you want to study. So as I said, one point before self-combination. Self-combination is taking place only between carbon and carbon or carbon with other elements also.
Both also, sir. It will form carbon with carbon and
Carbon
with the other non.
going by carbon and carbon with the other elements also.
Other non-metals.
Now you can see other non-metals also. So based upon the compounds formed by understanding different kind of elements and same elements, we'll categorize these compounds into two categories and we will study it now. So before going to study that, we want to know the meaning of word called as covalency. What is that word?
Covalency.
Covalency. Can anybody say what do you mean by covalency? At least try to guess. Just now we have studied. Now you can see hydrogen is donating how many electrons, guys? Sharing. Hydrogen is sharing how many electrons?
Single electron.
How many it is
One
contributed?
pair of electrons.
Each hydrogen, one hydrogen contributed one electron, and another
One
hydrogen
electron.
also contributed one electron.
One electron.
Now, if you take oxygen, each oxygen how many electrons? Two electrons.
Two electrons.
Another also contributed two electrons. Now,
Yes, sir.
nitrogen, each nitrogen contributing how many electrons?
Three electrons.
Three electrons.
Electron.
Another nitrogen also contributing 3 electrons. So now, what I am asking, what is the definition? Covalency. So what do you mean by covalency means? Very simple. The number of electrons contributed by each atom in the formation of covalent bond. So during the formation of covalent bond, whatever the electrons donated by the atom, that is only called as covalency of the atom. Are you understand?
Sir, can you say that again? Definitely.
Yes, I will say.
Sir, again, sir.
Carefully. Now, with the example, we'll say hydrogen is donating how many electrons, guys? If you take hydrogen and chlorine, if you take each one, Kevin, how many electrons it is donating? Each chlorine and
One electron.
hydrogen donates
Single electron.
One electron.
You
One
understand?
electron.
Each hydrogen and chlorine will donating one electron. If you take nitrogen bond formation, each nitrogen is donating how many electrons?
Three electrons.
Three
Three electrons.
Electrons.
3 electrons. Same way if you take, for example, you can take a molecule of O2. If you take molecule of O2, each oxygen is donating how many electrons? Each oxygen.
Two, sir.
Two electrons.
Two electrons.
So, next, for example, if you take CH4, what do you mean by CH4? Yes, yesterday I told you. CH4.
Methane, sir.
Methane.
Now you can see each element. Now you can say here, this is actually compound. It is not the element. Have you noticed it? It is the compound. Yes or no? So if you take
Yes, sir.
any other compound, understanding other compounds, covalency of carbon. What is the maximum covalency of carbon? Covalency of carbon. How many electrons?
Four.
Covalency of carbon, guys. Covalency of carbon is always 4. It can
Four.
stay how many electrons it can contribute? Maximum it can contribute
Maximum
4
4
electrons. That is
electrons.
any compound, not only this compound. You can take any compound, each carbon can donate maximum, not donate, contribute. How many electrons maximum? The
Maximum 4 electrons.
carbon is always 4. This is only we used to call it as tetravalent. What we should call? Tetravalent.
Tetravalent.
Clear? Now from this you people can say the definition of covalency. Can anybody say what do you mean by covalency? The number of electrons, please write.
Contributed by
Yes. The number of electrons contributed by each atom in the formation of which bonds? In the formation of,
covalent.
yes, in the formation of a covalent bond. That's all. That is only called as covalency. Now examples.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, when carbon is donating 4 electrons, that is what bond, sir?
That is also covalency. That is only we can say. See, carbon cannot donate more than 4 electrons. See what I am saying, Padmarshini, try to understand. Carbon can donate how many electrons, guys? Carbon can contribute how many electrons? 4
Yes,
electrons.
sir.
Do you understand?
4 electrons.
4 electrons. When any other atoms need only one lone pair of electrons. Are you understand, Padmarshini? Each atom required only
Yes, sir.
one electron each. So then it is forming what? Single bond. Is it yes or no? Now,
Yes, sir.
any atom required 2 electrons, sharing of 2 electrons, then it will form double bond. Do you understand?
Okay, sir.
Now, any atom need 3 electrons, then what will form, guys? It will form what? Triple
Triple
bond.
bond, sir.
Triple bond. But there is no element which will form 4 bonds at a time. That is what I am saying. There is no element which will receive 4, which will accept 4 electrons at a time. I understand. That is why not possible. I understand everybody clearly. Only we can form 3 kinds of bond: single bond, double bond, and triple bond. Clear, guys? But
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
the covalency of carbon is what? The covalency of carbon in any other element, any other compound. What is the valency? 4. Because
4.
it can share, it can contribute how many electrons? 4 electrons in the bond formation. That is why it is. Any doubt, anybody you can ask. Clear, guys? Yes or no? No. So, now, as we know, this is what we should call it as
So
covalency.
can you show the definition once again?
Yes, please note it down. Yes. Now you can see the compounds formed by this covalent bond. What we should call, guys? The bonds, the compounds formed by these covalent bonds are called as? Please respond.
Covalence.
Covalent compounds.
Covalent compound.
These covalents. Ashika, are you there? Please respond. Others also. What your simplicity? So now the compounds formed by the covalent bond, understanding covalent bond formation, they are called as covalent compound. So now they can be different types. So they are not all similar. So on the basis of atoms taking part in covalent bond, the formation of covalent compounds are 2 types. So first, what do you mean by covalent compounds, guys? Covalent compounds. What do you mean by covalent compounds? So covalent compounds is what? The compounds formed by the covalent bond formation.
Covalent bonds formation.
So compounds formed by the what? Formed by the
Covalent bond formation.
covalent
Covalent.
bond formation. Bond formation is only called as covalent compounds. Now,
Covalent compound.
these covalent compounds, same kind of atoms are involving. For example, here you can observe what kind of atoms are involving. Anybody can say? Hydrogen and hydrogen, same kind of atoms are involving. Chlorine and chlorine, same kind of atoms are involving. Now oxygen and oxygen, same kind of atoms are involving. But if will come in the case of methane, same atoms are different atoms.
Different atoms.
Different atom.
Same atoms. Please respond, everybody.
Different atoms.
Correct? So carbon with hydrogen, carbon with oxygen, carbon with nitrogen. So that is why the type of atoms taking part in covalent bond is different. It is maybe same kind of atoms can form the covalent bond, or different kind of atoms can form the covalent bond. So on the basis of types of atoms taking part in a covalent bond formation, the covalent compounds are molecules. Covalent compounds are molecules. We can categorize into 2 types. That is only we are going to study now. The first type is called as homoatomic covalent molecules. What is the first one, guys?
Homoatomic covalent molecule.
Homoatomic. Please write it. Homoatomic covalent molecules. Please join fastly in the meeting. I will finish these 2 things in the today's class. So homoatomic covalent.
Heteroatomic.
Yes. This is the first one. And the second one is called as heteroatomic covalent compounds. Heteroatomic covalent compounds. Also, this is called as what? Molecules also. We can,
Molecules.
some are molecules,